Um, Hi everybody. I've been noticing. Hi everybody. I've been noticing that there's all this stuff coming up about how um, DNR notices. This is do not resuscitate notices are being asked for. Now, one of the places that have asked them, a group of GP practice has asked a group that looks after autistic people for DNR notices for all of them. I mean, that is unbelievable. They want do not resuscitate notices for any and all of the autistic clients um, if they get COVID-19 and need critical care. I mean, I'm sorry, that is just ridiculous. Autism comes in all shapes and sizes. I'm autistic. I have never been formally diagnosed, but I know I am. And I live with a chap who also is. The point isn't it's neither here nor there. But you cannot take a group and just say, well, you're autistic, so if you get COVID-19 and need critical care, you won't get it. But we're going to let you go. I mean, because of this massive range of abilities in autism and with autism, many autistic people have perfectly normal intelligence and very high intelligence, actually. And then you've got some autistic people who are autistic, but they also have learning disabilities. But they are no lesser people. They have every right to live. And it immediately begs the question, why would they be doing this? And it also terrifies me for those autistic people who are already placed in some of these private hospitals where they get paid a lot of money to so called look after them. And we find that they're locking them in solitary confinement and God knows what else. And they really don't know what the hell they're doing with autistic people. And there's been a number of articles on that fact. So if COVID-19 was to end up in those homes, are they saying that they would, let them all die? And the horror is that that might be the case. That is appalling. And absolutely no one should have that situation happen to them. They are people, people who are vulnerable and don't understand um, what's going on. Some of them do, and some will know exactly what it means and will sit there terrified that a doctor's going to kill them because they'll take it as that's what it's saying. Um, when of course with the disease you could die anyway, you could also survive. But what they're basically saying is you wouldn't get critical care, you wouldn't get a breathing machine if you needed one. Well, I think that's just appalling. I think that to target groups of vulnerable people, I can see why you might say that with someone who's 93, 95. I can see that. But by the same token, as I've spoken about before, phoning up a 93-year-old and saying, we want a DNR, will you sign that? And then explaining what that means so that if they caught COVID-19 and they needed to go to hospital, they would see it as a death sentence. It would terrify them, particularly if they're bright as a button and are moving about and do not have dementia. And then the immediate question is, so do you start looking at an old group of people and saying, well, you've got dementia, you're a bit doddery, so we'll let you go, but we won't let you go because we think you can't do that. You really have to be much more kind than that. And while I fully understand that people are going to die and people are dying, I'm aware of that. By the same token, I am speaking for those who perhaps cannot speak for themselves. And we cannot have a situation where we take massive groups of people who are disabled or just old or have learning disability and say, we won't fight for you. That is disgusting, absolutely disgusting. And it also makes me ask the question, is this more about getting rid of people and controlling our behavior and controlling what we do than the actual virus. And that's the question I'm left with. And I don't like the answer. Bye, everybody. I did better anyways.